The Chaplaincy, tips and tricks. We will be there for you.
Hello, Smo from the Chaplaincy. In this video you're about to watch, Jan explains how to make Welsh cakes step by step. This video can be used as a step-by-step guide so you can follow along at home. Merry Christmas to you all.
Hello, today I'm going to make Welsh cakes. So the ingredients are self-raising flour, caster sugar, currants, margarine and eggs, and maybe a little drop of milk to mix it together. So I'm going to start making them and then I'll come back. Before you start, you need to wash your hands, which I've already done. In my bowl, I have half a pound of flour and 4 ounces of margarine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to crumble it together with my hands, the margarine and the flour all together until it resembles breadcrumbs. Lift it up high so that some air is going in. When the mixture comes into breadcrumb type, it's all mixed together very nicely. Then I'm going to add to this mixture an ounce of caster sugar and just over an ounce, perhaps an ounce and a half of currants. You can see this is all mixed together. The currants and the sugar go in and mix those all around. The next thing to go in is a beaten egg, and I've beaten the egg already, and now I'm looking for my mixer, which is something I've had for many years and I wouldn't be without it. So I add the egg and mix it around with the mixer, with this mixer, not an electric mixer. Or you can use a wooden spoon or an ordinary spoon, whatever you have actually. Mix all that until the egg is all in. And it's getting close together, a bit like pastry. I'm just going to add a little small drop of milk to bind it together. Once that's almost just about bound together, you get rid of your mixing utensil and use your hands. So I'm pushing this all together now so that it's all made into a ball, like a ball of dough, really. So you've got a ball of dough. This is a tip. Your hands are a bit sticky with margarine and flour, and the best way I find for cleaning them is not to go and wash them, because that gets a bit messy. Get a handful of flour and just rub your hands all over in the flour, and as you're rubbing, all the bits that are stuck to your hands come off. My mother taught me to do that, and I've always done it so that my hands are not damp going back into the pastry. If your mixture is a bit damp, you'll want to add some flour onto it. This is my flour sifter. So I'll add that in so that I now have a nice firm ball of dough. It doesn't need kneading, you don't need to knead it too much. Then on my worktop I spread some flour. I'm putting it onto the worktop, rolling it in the flour so that it's not going to stick too much. Then you need a rolling pin. Make sure if it is a bit damp, keep adding a little bit of flour, not too much, and roll it out to a thickness, not too thick, because they won't cook in the middle. Then you need your cutter. To cut your shapes. Out of ½ pound of flour, you can usually make, oh, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to start off with. And I cook these, the traditional way is to cook them on what we used to call a bake stone. But I have found a new way, and I bought a pancake or a crepe maker. So I'll put you over here now. This is my crepe maker, and I'm going to put it switched on. Well, it was switched on. It's not hot enough yet. Cakes. It's a pancake cooker, an electric one, and works really well. So now I'm going to put the Welsh cakes, which are already cut, onto the cooker. This one takes 8 Welsh cakes if you cook them this size. And you keep them separate. And you let them cook for a little while. You can see that the Welsh cakes are starting to cook when they start to rise a little bit. Can you see that rising a bit? So then you turn it over and you can see that the bottom bit is nicely browned. And so you turn them all over in turn until both sides are nicely browned. And then you take them out and put them into the caster sugar. You can see that the Welsh cakes are nicely cooking. They've all been turned over now, and I'm going to start feeling them. When you feel them like this, if they're nice and firm, it usually means that they're just about cooked. So we can flip one over to see. You can see that's cooked on the other side, but I think it needs a little bit more doing because the middle is not quite cooked. It's something you learn to do the more times you do them, but they are coming quite nicely now. And I think that one is done. So then you lift it off into a bowl of sugar. Turn that around until it's covered with sugar. And I always put them onto a plate and stack them up one on top of another to cool. And here are the finished Welsh cakes. I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 out of half a pound of flour. I'm going to enjoy one of these now with a cup of tea. Bye!